Now let's continue with problem number 24. On problem number 24 it says, what is the sum of the first 23 terms, arithmetic series? They tell you that the n term is 4n plus 20. So first let's write down the equation on top. See if you guys can remember the equation. What is the equation for the n term? For the sum. So the sum of the first 23 numbers, so s of n is equal to, see if you guys can remember the formula. Go and write it down on top. I'll give you a little hint. It starts with an n, divide by 2. What else? It's a sub 1 plus a sub n. Correct. So let's go and plug in the information that they give us. The sum of the first 23 numbers, 23 terms, to be equal to, n is how many terms do we need to add up? 23. Then we have a sub 1. We don't know what the first term is. We don't know what the last term is either. We're going to divide by 2. So we need to be able to find a sub 1. We also need to be able to find a sub n. In this case, it will be a sub 23. The last term, because we are in 23 terms, the last term will be a sub 23. The great thing is that they give you the n term to be 4n plus 20. We don't need to find the n term. We don't need to find the equation. Since we have the equation that's going to give you every single term on the sequence, or in this case the series, we just need to be able to use the equation. To find the first term, we plug in a 1. To find the 23rd term, we plug in a 23. And we just simplify. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 20 will give me 24. So 24 is the first term on the sequence or series. Multiply together gives me 4 times 20 is 80, plus 12 is 92, plus 20 will give me 112. So the 23rd term on the series will be 112. Now I need to be able to just simplify, and that'll be my answer. 23 is equal to 23. 24 plus 112 is 136 divided by 2. Now remember, s sub 23 means that I need to add the first 23 numbers. So 23, 136 divided by 2, that'll be 120, that's 60, 68. And then we just multiply it out. Let's multiply it on the side. So we have 68 multiplied by 23. 24, carry 2, 18, and 2 is 20. That gives me 16, carry 1, 12, and 1 is 13. It's 4, 6, 5, 1. 1,564. 1,564. So your answer is letter A. Now let's continue with problem number 25. Find the sum of the infinite geometric. Now remember, whenever it's infinite, it's an easier problem. It's the easiest equation. So the sum of the infinite sum is a sub 1 over 1 minus r, where a sub 1 is the first term and r is the ratio. So remember, every time you see the infinite sum, that is going to be the easiest formula of them all. S is equal to a sub 1, which is 5. Then we have 1 minus r. R is going to be the ratio. We don't have it, so I need to find it. So the ratio is going to be the second number, 10 over 3, divided by the first number, which is 5. So we're taking the second term divided by the first one. I'm going to change my division to a multiplication, so I have 10 over 3, and I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 5, which will be 1/5. Let's go and cross simplify first. So it gives me 2, so it'll be 2 over 3. So my ratio will be 2/3. So let's simplify it. 5 over 1 pizza minus 2/3 will give me 1 minus 2/3. If I have a whole pizza and take away 2/3, you end up with 1/3. Now I need to simplify, so I might change my division to a multiplication. So 5, instead of a division, I change to multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second fraction. And that'll give me 15. Let's continue with problem number 26. Find a sub 3. So I need to find a sub 3. What does a sub 3 means? A sub 3 means the third term of a geometric sequence. They tell that the first term is 13 and the r is 4. First, in order to be able to find the third term, I need to be able to find my equation. So find the n term. Let's see. Do you remember the equation, the n term for the geometric sequence? A sub n is equal to a sub 1 r n minus 1. I'm now plugging the information that they give me. A sub n is equal to a sub 1, which is 13. R is the ratio, so it'll be 1/4. And n minus 1 will be n minus 1. So this is my equation. Now that I have my equation and I want to find the third term, I can just use my equation, and instead of the n, I just plug in the 3. So a sub 3, plug in 3 for the n, be 13, 1/4, and instead of the n will be 3 minus 1. So once I have my n term, my equation, I can just plug in a 3 because that's the only thing that I needed. So a sub 3 is equal to 13, 1/4. 3 minus 1 is 2. So a sub 3 is equal to 13. 1/4 times 1/4 will be 1/16. So a sub 3 will be 13/16. Now, there's going to be some of you guys that are going to say, you know, Mr. Diaz, I already know the first term, that is 13, that is a sub 1. And I know that the ratio is 1/4, so every time it's going to be multiplied by 1/4. So if I do 13 multiplied by 1/4, 13/4. So my second term will be 13/4. And then I'm going to multiply once again by 1/4 to find my third term. So it'll be 13. 4 times 4 is 16. My third term will be 13/16. Can I just do that? You know, if it's a multiple choice and you are able to figure it out, then you're more than welcome to do so. Now, if they're asking you guys for the fourth term, then you just multiply once again by 1/4 because that's your ratio, and that gives you 13/64. If you're looking for the fifth term, you multiply by 1/4 again, and that will give you 13, and multiply it out, and that'll give you your fifth term. So that's one way of doing it. That's another way of doing it. So if it's on a multiple choice and you want to be able to do it this way, you're fine. If it's on the open response, you need to show me the actual formula in the process. Number 27. Write the n term of the following geometric sequence. So I'm looking for the n term. Remember, every time that you're looking for the n term, you're looking for the equation. So let's go and write it down. A sub n is equal to, don't look on the problem above, see if you can write it down without using your notes. A sub 1, r, n minus 1. And I'm just going to plug in, remember, the only thing that I need to plug in, just like on the problem above, the first term and the ratio. So a sub n is equal to the first term, which is negative 13. Let's see. So it's not a, and it's not c. Now let's go and find the ratio. The ratio is going to be the second number, negative 104, divided by negative 13. Negative negative is going to be positive. 108 divided by 13 will be 8. So it'll be 8 to the power of n minus 1. So your answer will be letter D. That's the only thing that you need to find, the n term, the equation. Just be very careful, they all look very similar. And let's do the last problem, number 28. Which of the following is the n term for the sequence below? This one's very similar to number 23, but you have to be very careful. It's not always going to be an arithmetic sequence. If you notice, what is the difference between the first two terms? 12 minus 4 is 8. 20 minus 12 is 8. 28 minus 20 is 8. So in this case, my slope is going to be 8. So I know it's going to be 8n plus or minus a number. Let's see. If I plug in a sub 1 is 4. If I plug in a 1 in here, it should give me a 4. So 8 times 1 is 8. What do I need to do to get a 4? Minus 4, correct? Let me try 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th term. So if I plug in a 4, it should give me 28. 8 times 4 is 32. Minus 4 is 28. Perfect. That'll be my answer. Another way of doing this is that if you notice it's a arithmetic, you can go through the process of finding the n term. It'll be a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus, you remember the rest? Arithmetic, n minus 1 multiplied by the difference. So in this case, I'm applying in the a sub 1 and the d. A sub n is equal to a sub 1, which is the first term, that is 4, plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference, which is 8. Now remember, you can only use this formula if it's an arithmetic sequence. If it's a geometric, then you have to use the other formula and verify that this is it. A sub n is equal to 4. 8 times n will be 8n and minus 8. Combine like terms. So either way, you'll get the correct answer. So please study your formulas for tomorrow's test and have a great day. Thank you.